Testing 1 2 3. Testing microphone 1 2 3. January 11th. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Hello, everybody here, and welcome to Trading Within the Box on January 11, 2024, turn of the year here. And we're going to go over all the stocks we've been following. First of all, this is not a recommendation to buy, hold, sell, or solicitation to buy, hold, sell any stocks, options, equities, futures, or forex. This is a educational video only. If you'd like to purchase stocks, please contact a licensed professional, and they will help you there execute your trades. Okay. Okay, so let's go over. We've been going over some stuff, okay, and we've been going over the markets. And last time we were on, we were going over how we were into the red zone, okay. So now let's go over the S&P 500, and that's where we're going to start here because we want to see exactly what the markets are. Now, where I have the red line, where I drew that red line at the supply area, see it? We're all the way up there. Look how high we are, right up there. Boom, right up there. I said we were in the red zone, okay, the last time. So we came back, and now we could have an M formation, a major M formation here. Because look at where we are, okay, in the supply area. Okay, when they move first into those areas, they sell off. Okay, see how the first time it moved up into that area? Let me stretch it out for you. Okay, let me show you what this is all about. Come up right into this area here. And, okay, what do you have? You have more sellers right in the spot here. Okay, it doesn't mean it can't continue to ride the 20-day moving average or even the 9-day moving average, which is right there. It can pull back. We got a little bit of a hammer here. Okay, we can pull back and then go like this and then come back into here and get a little bit of a squeeze play going on right there, okay? So that could very well happen. So that's why you got to keep watching every day. As we switch over here to the XLF, which is the bank basket, what do we have going on here? Now, let's pull it back again. So now with the bank basket, we're not all the way at the top of the S&P, we are. But we are in a little bit of we're in definitely in a supply area, which is right, boom, that's where it sold off last. See it? Now, if you draw a line straight across, look where you are. You're right there again. Okay, so let's see if this thing pulls back. We have to continue to watch volume. So as we always do, we watch and see what the volume's doing. Now, you have like a little bit of a sideways consolidation here. Look at this right here, okay? So this is like leaning consolidation, as I call it. Okay, so let's see. We haven't had really any kind of breakouts or anything. We're creeping up. We're nibbling up, okay? And then we have a little profit taking right here, okay? But we had a lot of buying right down here. See that? Okay, so that's something that, we got a sideways market right now, and always 65% of the time we do get sideways markets, okay? So it's no surprise. SMH, which is the semiconductor ETF, we go over to that, and now when we went over this we were on December, I think we were around here sometime. Which was, we were up here, okay? So we were right up here in this area, okay? So we had some selling come in and pull back, okay? So I'm not saying this is a big sell-off or anything yet, but we have to watch this because if we get this kind of thing and we get this, we can get a bearish head and shoulders on the way down. Okay, then this thing turns over, okay, at that point. So that's something let's look over on a weekly chart because we're getting close to the end of the week here. And then the overall picture, because you always have to go with the overall picture, we're going after that swing point again, okay, from the week of December 26th, okay, with more volume, okay. So that's going to be interesting to see as we go into this. Well, we're not done with this week yet, but we have 31.8 million shares, and we have one more day left in the week going after 19 million. Okay, the last time coming up was 41. So coming up now with 31. So let's see actually if we could actually make sense of what's happening here with the SMH. We just have to keep following the money, and that's what we always do. We have a little bit of a doji here today on the SMH. I don't want to waste too much time here on this, but we could get this kind of thing and just nibble up to this area here, or nibble up to the 182.23. It is very possible, or Now the volume kicked in here a little bit, so let's see what happens at that after that gets up into this spot right here, which is the top of the range. Okay, so that's something that we're going to continue to watch as we always do. IWM, which are the speculators. Let's go. We have a lot of stocks here to cover, and right here on IWM, right here you have a sideways consolidation. So you could have accumulation or distribution of some sort here. Let's look at a line chart. Now on a line chart, you look at this, we could be getting something like this. We could either be getting this, and we start going back up again, or we're gonna get another. We got some selling in here right there, and you can get coming down a little bit, because let's see what the speculators are going to do. Let's go over it. Let's just go over really fast on the TNA, which is the TZA, which is the reverse side of the IWM, which is the short side, okay, of the IWM. Let's see what happens here. Now we're right on top of that 20-day moving average. Now we came back down hard here. Look how we came back down hard. So we had how many peaks? We had one peak. That's not really a peak, but we'll call it 2, 3, and then 4. And then look at this. We could be getting this. We can get a bullish head and shoulders here on the short side, which is TZA, okay? The short side of the market. But you'll be buying this long. It's not, but you're going the other way, the reverse, the inverse of the IWM, okay? Let's go over to Microsoft, the all-world Microsoft, as we call it. And now this is not a surprise, because remember when we did our video on December 27th, we had, on the 2-hour chart, we had the capitulation candlesticks, okay? Now, from that point on, we pulled back to the support line again, okay? And they bought off that support. Look how they bought big. We had a big engulfing off that support line. Now, we had a sideways consolidation here for a little while, remember? And then what? We were waiting for something, because really we had no confirmation in this area right here. We had no confirmation in this area right here. And then, boom, we got the big engulfing. Okay, but then we were a little nervous, because we said, boom, we're going right into resistance here. Let's see if we can clear it. It gets up there, it pulls back, and then, boom, we gap up, and then we get another engulfing up to that point. Now we have a spindle right here at the supply line. Okay, so we have indecision candlestick right there on a daily chart on Microsoft right now, okay? So that's something that, we were watching it, and because we had the capitulation candlesticks, we were watching it also on a 2-hour chart as it pulled back to support, and then look at them kicking in. Look at the buyers kicking in. Now you have some profit taking. Look at the profit taking a little bit here, okay? Microsoft, not saying it's selling off or anything like that, but you do have a little profit taking there on it, okay? So that's why you have the spindle right there. You have the indecision candlestick. Okay, Apple. Now let's go over to Apple. You got Apple, and you come down, and you break lower. Okay, so now you're sitting at a major support area right in this spot right here. So, of course, the shorts are going to cover. We get an engulfing, okay, and then we get a little bit of this retest here, okay? Let's see if we get this kind of thing. We pull back and then pull back up and then slam into here. We could start, we'll see if we're going to head up. Now, watch the earnings date on February 1st, okay? So be careful with the earnings, when you have these stocks, okay? You hold on to them, you could get killed. A lot of times, we take it off during that time, okay? So, because you don't know what they're going to do. You got a market here that's, we don't know what this market's going to do. It's all over the place. It's a trader's paradise. For long-term investing, it's not a good market, okay? It's a trader's paradise, okay? I'm not telling anybody what to do long-term or anything. I'm just saying we're in a trading. When you see this all over the place, look at this. I mean, we're in a trading market here, okay? And right now, on Apple, on the 2-hour chart, because I always like to look at the 2-hour chart to kind of see what direction before the daily is going to go. So it'll tell you what's going to happen before the daily. So in this spot right here, we have a little bit of buying, okay? We had a little buying, okay? And then we had a little profit taking right there. But let's see. Now, if we get an engulfing tomorrow, we're going to be heading up. If we go into the weekend strong, let's see. If we go into the weekend week, let's see which way it's going to turn, okay? So here it is on the, here's a good look, bird's eye view from the 45-minute chart as they took their profit, okay? And then somebody says, well, you know, why did they take their profit? Because it went right into resistance. Trading within the box, that's what this channel is all about, right there, okay? There's your box, there's your trading, there's your support, and there's your resistance. And that's why they took the profit, okay? Now, this thing could, you got a little bit of a hammer here, so when it came back, they brought it back a little bit, okay? So let's see. The only way to know is we're going to keep watching on the lower time frames, okay, on Apple. So that's something to continue to watch as you keep following the money. Now on Tesla was up into the resistance area on December 27th from our last video, okay? So look how we went up. We came up and we get the boom. We get the big seller right there. Look at the seller right there, okay? Now, the sign of the times a little bit was coming. I had the big seller right here first. Then you came back and tagged it, okay? So there was a little bit of a warning sign right there, okay? You had the warning sign right there in this spot right there, okay? And then, boom, we came up and then we had a sell signal right there. We sat at support and then we gapped down for another sell signal, okay? We had almost 4 in a row there, okay? So then we get some dojis, we come back, and then we drop again. So on Tesla, look at the money coming out. You could see the money coming out, okay? On Tesla, let's go over to 45-minute chart, and let's see how, look at the sellers, okay? And you can see, look at all the lower lows and all the lower highs here, okay? As it keeps making new lows here, okay? Now it's at support on a 45-minute chart, so we can kind of, it could bounce a little bit and then come back down. Now, if it holds and then starts going, then you know you could go up to this level, okay? But if it breaks, boom, we could be heading down to here, okay? The way you'll know at the end of the week, just always go to a weekly chart and see what's actually happening. Now, on Tesla, look at the channel. Okay, I want you to look. We went over this. Look at the channel on the weekly chart, okay? Look at my arrows. Look at the channel, okay? We're in a channel on the weekly chart here, okay? Heading down. So look how we tagged the resistance. We got the capitulation right here. We got the capitulation right there and the capitulation sell signal right there, okay? So we're coming down here now, okay? Let's see how far we're going to come down. Let's see. I mean, we don't know if we're going to come down to, we have a support area right there. Okay, and we have support right in this spot right here, okay? And then, of course, we have support down here, okay? So that's something that on Tesla, look how the sellers are coming in, okay? Let's go over to Goldman Sachs. It's something that we're always watching, okay? Because the leader in the banks, you want to also know, right? You want to constantly know what the leader in the bank sector is doing, okay? But remember this. You have earnings on Tuesday, on January 16th, okay? You're sitting at support on Goldman Sachs, right there. You're sitting right on support. You're below the 9-day moving average. Now, let's go to a 2-hour chart because we can see a lot. We can see what they're doing on a 2-hour. Now, when the 2-hour chart, okay, comes down to support, look at this. Now, right here, up in this area, look at trading within the box, okay? Now, look at this monster seller. There's the warning sign, okay? Here's another warning sign, okay? Then another warning sign of a pullback here, okay? You come up, you get another warning sign here, okay? You go look at the seller right in that spot, okay? So you got to know, this thing could gap back up after the earnings. You don't know. Okay, let's see what they do. You have a capitulation candlestick on the daily chart right at support. So it doesn't mean that this can't sit there, come back, and then come back again as this moving average goes this way. And if it breaks below, then you know we're going to get this kind of thing. And then we'll start heading down again, okay, on Goldman. Okay, look at this monster right here. So you're going into, look where you're going into. You're going into this monster candlestick, this buy area. So always remember what you're going in. That's why you get a capitulation candlestick right there. And you're at support at the 20-day moving average. So that's why, right in that spot, that's what's happening. Go over the line chart on a daily chart and look at the M formation, okay? You have an M formation here, okay? Let's see what's going to happen here, what they're going to do. And you'll know by managing on the lower time frames. Okay, let's go over to GDX. On GDX, the gold miners, okay? Let's go take the sloppy mess off and go to a weekly chart. Okay, so here we are. So we're pulling back again, okay? So not as strong as the last time we went up, remember? So we went up the last time in March. Look how we ended up, okay? And in the middle of April and May 1st, okay? And then we sold off again. So on the gold miners, look how they're pulling back here. Look at how they're pulling it back. You did know also on a two-hour chart really gives you a nice indication of what's happening before it could happen on a daily chart, okay? You'll know, and as you're looking at the 2-hour chart, look at the sell signs. There's one right here. There's one right here. There's one right here, okay? There's another one right here, and there's another one right here, okay? Now, a little bit of covering coming in here because you see it right there. So, but, let's say we pull back. If we hold it, we can come back up. Now, if we break the support line at 28.35, we can go down to 27.80, okay? 28.35 down to 27.80. So that would be the next stop, and then 27.26 if we're going to continue down, okay? Remember this, too. You're at a major support area here, okay? Look where this monster candlestick came in right here, okay? So as you come into it, look at the volume here in this spot, okay? Now put your eyes to the volume here, and now look how you're pulling back a little bit lighter volume, okay? So you could be, what is my channel all about? Trading within the box, right there. And that's your box of cheese. So you know that you're not buying here and you're not buying here. Your best and safest spot is right at the support area, okay? So that's what's going on the gold miners. Let's go to AMZN, which is Amazon. AMZN. Let's go over to that. And now on Amazon, okay, when we were up here, remember what I said? The last time, what happened? Right there. Remember that? We had the sideways consolidation and we dropped. Okay, we were up in this area. Now we were saying, if we drop, we're going down, okay? Because look how long the sideways consolidation is, okay? So now Amazon's such a strong stock on the daily chart. You came into what? Right here. Boom. Right into support. Right there. What did they do? Of course, they bought. Now look at the follow-through volume a little bit. Okay, I'm not saying it's increasing and it's going good, but you did have a little bit of follow-through volume. Now you get the doji, okay? You get the indecision up into the resistance area. So that's something. We had a little more increasing volume, but that could also be exchange of money, okay? Now on 2-hour chart, look at Amazon, okay? When you came off the support area, this is where your eyes should be watching, okay? So when you get to support, you got to watch closely, okay? You'll see the flush out of volume, the money exchange, okay? You'll come back, you'll get the W, and you come back with lighter volume, and then boom, the buy signal's right there, right before the daily. That's in the pre-market, okay? You come back up, you come to support. What they do, they buy and get the engulfing again. You get the indecision, and the volume's good, right? Right there. Now you're struggling a little because you're up into the resistance spot, okay? You're right into the resistance spot on Amazon. Remember when we went over this? I don't know if you remember this. We went over this, and I was showing you the sell signals before it happened. I think it was on the 27th we went over this. And I showed you, look at the sell signal up here. That's a sell signal, okay? And I had said, there's more sellers in this area than buyers, okay? We had looked at the volume, remember? That. And then look what happened thereafter. Now, it's a cruise ship. It's not going to happen like a motorcycle where it cuts a corner fast. It's a cruise ship. It took time. And then boom. So that was the warning sign signals, okay? Right there. I had showed you, okay? So, with that said, let's go over to HD, which is Home Depot. Okay, let's see how many more minutes we have here. We're about 8 to 9 minutes. And now Home Depot, it's not a surprise. When you're far away from the moving average, what happens? Okay, this is visualized trading, okay? You're riding that moving average strong, okay? You got good follow-through volume. Look at the volume. You got excellent, outstanding follow-through volume. Okay, you get a little distribution, okay? You get the warning signal right there, okay? Right up here. So what happens? Look at the gap. Look how far away you are. You got to come back home, okay? And it did. Comes right back to home. It sits on the route. Now, it didn't break, okay? It didn't break. You got the engulfing right off there, okay? And then they were buying again, okay? Right up until now, again, you have indecision candlestick up here. Because why? You're in resistance, okay? So this is how we follow money. This is how we follow it, okay? Now, on Caterpillar, because that was something that we were going over. Look at Caterpillar. Now, remember when we went over this? Remember this down here? I had told you that was a huge buy signal when you see that. Okay, that's almost now when you see that, you'll see that you get this kind of thing here. It's almost like a bullish head and shoulders, okay? And then you come up, and then you come up to resistance, you hold, and then boom! All the guys that were selling this spot, boom, they got to reverse and buy, okay? So that's why Caterpillar shot up like that. Now, you have to be careful up here because this could be an M formation. Okay, you could be up here, you could get this, you can get this, and then you get a big red engulfing down here. I mean, we'll see. It could go like this and then go down. So you have to be careful here. You also have to watch volume too, okay? Look at the 2-hour chart now. When you go over to the 2-hour chart, what do you see on Caterpillar, okay? What do you see? You see a lot of nice volume, okay? You see a lot of nice volume. You don't see as many sellers. Okay, why? Look at this. This is sellers, okay? And this is a flush out of money right here, okay? When you see this and you're coming to support, you get the flush out. You get the exchange of shares. You get the exchange of money. That's what I call the flush out, okay? Look at this increasing volume going up, okay, on Caterpillar on the 2-hour chart. Now, when you go over the weekly chart on Caterpillar, okay, you're far away from that moving average. So that you have to be careful of, okay? Now, watch this on a weekly. You could be having an M formation form. You could have this, and then you could be coming back, okay? And right in that spot, right there, okay? So it could tag it again and then come back down. Now look how far away you are from that moving average. See that? So you can get this kind of thing and then come back, okay? So you'll know also by looking at that 45-minute chart too, when you'll know with the volume. So you could also look at the candlesticks because you want to see the trend. You can even squeeze it. You want to see if you keep getting higher lows. See? Okay, you still have a higher low here, but you have a little bit of a breakdown. So let's see if this could hold and then go back up, or if this is going to start breaking down this way. Okay, so you'll also know that by watching the volume. Now watch the volume. You have a mixed bag here a little bit, okay, on Caterpillar. A little bit of a mixed bag. Let's go over to Costco. This Costco is a monster. And it's you could have M formations forming here. Okay, so that's something you got to be careful of. You can be very careful of the M formations. Okay, just be careful of them because as you go up, you come up with the high volume right there, right in this spot, and then you got the low volume right here, coming right into the resistance area. Okay, so that right into that area. Okay, you have to see. Okay, you'll also go over to the weekly chart. and we only have about 4 to 5 more minutes left here. So I got other stocks I want to go over. But as you go into the weekly chart, look at the volume as you came up, okay, and then look at the volume as you're going up again. Okay, so we could be getting an M here. Now we don't know because we still have good volume, but it's a power stock, so you also have to always know that. Go to NVIDIA. Let's go over to NVIDIA. And on NVIDIA, watch this. Okay, we were on. We were right around here on our last video, right around here. Okay, so what happened there? Okay, we dropped down to support right there. Okay, drop down to support, and then you get the engulfing, and you get up and above the resistance area. Okay, you get up and above the resistance area. Now you're losing steam. Okay, but you had increasing volume on NVIDIA. Look at that. So you pulled back, but you broke the consolidation there. So watch this for a second. Okay, I want to show you something here. Watch this. Now, know where you are, I always say, right? You were in the red zone to be careful, right? Now look how you came back to support where the bottom of the box is, right there, okay? And then you just broke out, okay? You just broke out of the consolidation here. So this is going to pull back, yank back. Let's see what's going to happen here as far as how strong this is, okay, right now, okay? So that's something over the weekend. We'll watch the weekly chart on there. I got to go fast here. Duke Energy, people were requesting, asking me for Duke Energy. So on Duke Energy, look at this now. You come in and you get the sell signal, but you're at support. So when you go over to your 2-hour chart and you're managing it on the heartbeat right here, okay, you got to know where you are, okay? You get the sell-off, but you don't want to chase the sell-off because you could very well get this kind of thing and then we'll bounce back up. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to reverse, but it could bounce back up and then boom, we head back down to 96.66, okay? So that's something that, watch your volume too, okay? Watch the volume. Also, on Dominion, I'm sorry, let me just get over to Dominion Energy Corporation, Incorporated. Right here, what do you have going on? So this was a great trade that we were watching from down here, right? We're watching it from down here. So we go into the resistance spot right there, okay? Now, watch this. Right there, okay? You're right in it. You're in the consolidation. Now you come back, and let's see if it's going to break, okay? So the selling volume is increasing here a little bit on Duke Energy, on Dominion. Let's go over the 2-hour chart now, okay? And on the 2-hour chart, we're still, look at the sellers there as we were coming down. We have a little covering here, okay? I got to go faster here. The dollar, let's go over the dollar. Now, in the U.S. dollar, the UUP, which is the bullish index of the U.S. dollar, remember how far we fell because of the gold, and that wasn't a surprise because we knew it was going to happen when the gold was shooting up, okay? Now, you get up and above the 9-day moving average. Let's see if we can get a little pop here, but you still have a lot of sellers here, okay? The 20-year bond, the TLT, okay? And from the last time we were down in this area, okay, at the beginning of December, and we came back up, and it was a nice trade. Now, as you look here, you got to see now you're falling below the moving average here again, okay? So this could drop again, or it could hold here to just make another run to see what's going to happen there. Okay, now on Procter & Gamble, you got one left after this, McDonald's. On Procter & Gamble, you had the cluster, okay, right here, you had the cluster. See the cluster right there? Okay, so you had a little bit of accumulation. As you go to the line chart, look at the W formation. Boom, right side of the W. You see it? Okay, that's a retest W, okay, right there, right in the mix. You can't really see it with your eyes, but you can see how it worked right there. And then boom, and then look at the volume on Procter & Gamble, okay? It was lagging a little bit, but then look at this. Look at the volume down here, okay? And now you're heading up into this monster right here, which had almost 12 million shares, and you're into it with 9.7. Yeah, and then you're going into it again with 8.59 million shares and 6.65. So you're going into this downdraft from the 5th of December. Okay, you're going in, so you got to be careful here because you got resistance right here. Okay, right there. So you got to be careful in that spot. McDonald's is the last one, and on McDonald's you could have an M forming here again. Okay, let's go to a line chart. You had the retest W, but the retest W now is pulling back a little bit here. So let's see look at the volume coming down. Look at the volume going up. Okay, always know where your volume's at as you're going up too. Look at the 2-hour chart really quick. Okay, look at the 2-hour chart. Now, as you look at the 2-hour chart, there's not a lot of sellers here. Okay, but there's not a ton of buyers either. Okay, but you're up here. So remember when you were up in this spot right here. Remember when you came up into this area, okay? It kind of looks like it with the volume a little bit. Look at the volume. It looks like it right there, right? Something very similar, okay? Something very similar. So you got to be careful over in this area here, okay? So because you're going to 295.59 is major resistance. That's where this monster sold off, okay? The last time. Look at that. So you're going into this monster candlestick with this big volume, with these little dudes right here and right here. Okay, today really low volume. Okay, so always be careful as you're going into those sell spots with lighter volume. Boom, they'll kick you back down. Okay, with that said, I want to thank everybody for coming. I hope everybody had a wonderful New Year's. Happy, healthy, prosperous, and we'll see you back this weekend.